Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Delphine the Oracle, and it's the full moon of May. It is May 6th, going into May 7th, and the moon will be full in a few hours. Coming to you from Texas, where the moon's already started to rise, and Venus is kind of setting and behind us, and it's a full moon in Scorpio. So I'm going to do a little reading here and pull some tarot and some cards, and tell you the messages or the theme that I've been receiving. The full moon in Scorpio, it's all about those deep emotions. And even if you're not ready to deal with them, there's some emotions bubbling up, even for men who are hardly emotional a lot. I've seen a few men crying the past week or two. There's been a lot of, wow, I've been carrying this around for so long and I just needed to let it go. And it's just been so hard, and something you're hanging on to. It's time to take those really deep things that mean really something deep to your heart, whether they're resentments or whether they're just things that were unresolved that you hadn't thought about in a long time, and you're wondering, why am I thinking about that? That happened when I was 6 or 7, or there's stories that we've told ourselves a lot our whole lives since we were kids. Something might have triggered us. There's stories we're owning, and right now, the way the astrology and the planets are right now, it's a beautiful time. It's this huge shift on the earth. I say it's a beautiful time because that's my perception. We're all going through this quarantine or limited being able to get out and do things. And it's just starting, the peak of that is we've had the peak. There's slightly things where I'm at anyway, starting to open back up. But there's this collective fear that has kind of gripped people. I've had a lot more people call in the middle of the night, seeing dark things in their room or climbing up their walls or just having dreams where they're paralyzed. And there's a lot more fear coming out. And it's about owning your power, knowing that I always say this, you're a beautiful, advanced soul that came to earth because you're a master. And you came here to raise the vibration of the planet, to heal the planet, to be one with Gaia and support Gaia into her transcendent, into the next incarnation. And we're all ascending. There's a huge mass awakening going on the planet. And right now there's this huge fear in the collective because of the quarantine that's been going on and the little lifts that are happening here and there. Some people are getting sick, some aren't. And I've maintained a really high vibration and I'm just constantly saying affirmations every day. That's the best way to rewire your subconscious. It's the best way to stay out of fear, is just to look around and find what you can to be grateful for. I'm grateful I had to get new light bulbs today. Grateful that I was able to go to the store and get some light bulbs. I'm grateful that I'm able to ride my bike and walk. And some people are stuck in their rooms and they're not able to leave their rooms. And so I feel grateful for whatever it is that I can grab onto. I feel grateful for my children and my grandchildren. And for me, the deep emotions that strike me the most have to do with children. And I'm going to share a story with you because even as clairvoyant as I try to be and I allow messages to come through me, there are times where I don't stop. There was a moment earlier this week where I wasn't very grounded. I was in the middle of something and someone sent me a YouTube video. I don't watch TV. I gave my TV away a long time ago. And so I don't get into the politics, and I just don't let that pull my vibration in. I don't do commercials or anything like that. But I was triggered by this video, and it was all about these children being rescued and everything, and it struck me, and I sent this email out, text message to everyone, this full moon, I'm going to work some magic to protect children and send all these children this healing energy. And then I had a lot of feedback. They're like, this might be politically driven, that some of this might not even be true. And I had to stop and go within, and a wise person gave me advice. Stop and see if something resonates with you before you just share it out. And I'm usually really good about that. And so I went within and I even pulled some cards, and I did get some very negative cards. So I stuck with, I'm not sure what real actual children are being traumatized, but there is like human trafficking that goes on. And so for me, children have been really on my mind the last week or so. I decided this full moon, I'm going to concentrate my energies and Reiki on healing actual real children who have been through trauma, abuse. They may be displaced from their homes, or they've been through trafficking. And so that's where my emotion and my energy is going. tonight I'll be doing some Reiki. Last night I did a few hours of Reiki with the moon and sending out healing to children and everyone who's sick on the planet. Got to do my first some animal Reiki yesterday. So I'm really grateful for what I can do, coming from a place where we're closed in a little bit. So what can you do? Find something you can do. And instead of feeling like I'm trapped, I'm finding ways to not feel trapped, to be free, to send healing and to send love. But if you're feeling like things are triggering you, this full moon in Scorpio, as the moon becomes more and more full, it's a very watery, it's those deep, old, watery emotions that have been coming out and expanding and expanding. And if any of you are feeling like you're just crying for no reason, or you're just spilling out all these emotions, there's a good reason for it. The other thing about it, though, is this deep Scorpio full moon that's happening. Once it's happened, once you've released those, you're kind of done. It's the last bit of that karma that, not really karma, just, it can be karma. Things that you did in your life, you may have kept a deep secret for a long time. Things somebody did to you, and you've just held it in and held it in. That thing's coming up to get, it's bubbling up. It's coming to get resolved. So there are quite a few of you who are probably, and myself, finding yourselves triggered more easily than normal. And why is that hurting my feelings so bad? And or suddenly feeling like you want to apologize to someone from 6th grade that you had an argument with. We're clearing all this emotional field. Clear everything out of your field. Find some way every day, whether it's sage, Palo Santo, lighting a candle, go into a little meditation. Find something you can do every day where you just clear your mind. And there's something I do, and you can copy this if you want to. It's just like a really quick one. This is my body and my energy field, and I claim it fully. Only divine love and divine light is allowed to live here. And I carry that light with me wherever I go. I am pure love and pure light. So be it. Nothing can destroy that. And so you can find something like that to say that just kind of clears you every day. Go walk outside, touch a tree, hug a tree. But it's feeling really heavy. The energy's feeling really heavy. And I'm not the only one noticing it. I notice it when I wake up. I feel like the collective's like, it's really weighed down today. Just know this is temporary. I know it's an old saying, this too shall pass. Something better is coming along. And you just got to have faith and trust. And it is a time to be more spiritually awake, spiritually enlightened, and just start meditating. Start having some faith that this is all happening for a reason, and you're shifting for a reason. You came here for this shift. You just kind of forgot. We all came here for this shift. And I promised a lot of my friends to do better at running something through my psychic, I have this little system that I use before I just share something. Something's either going to resonate as true or not. Do some muscle testing, pull some cards, go within and ask Source, whatever you call Source, God, Universe, Goddess, Lord, Lady. Get with your guides and your Source and ask yourself, is this really true? Does this feel true to me? And right now there's a big shift where there's a lot of people deciding what kind of job they want to go get because they just lost their job, or how they're going to feed their kids. And there's a lot of those material fears. And some other people are just like, you know what? I don't like this job. I think I want to quit it. I think it's time I do something I love and chase after my dream and my passion. And this full moon in Scorpio, it's going to get you emotional about that. And I'm not wanting you to be upset or cry, but I'm kind of glad that we're getting emotional about our dreams, because I heard somebody say something once, that all the gold isn't in Fort Knox. It's in the graves. It's in all those people who have passed on and they were buried, or they left this planet and they never followed their dreams. They could have turned into gold. That's where all the gold is. That's where all the value is. It's here. What is your passion and what is your dream? And it makes me emotional just thinking about it, because I've got a lot of water in my chart too. But so for a lot of you water signs, it's probably a very heavy moon. It feels like you're cleansing and purging. So I wanted to get some advice from the guides. I definitely am feeling Gaia here. I'm also feeling, I always feel Gaia, but I really feel her especially. And I'm really feeling Archangel Gabriel also, and Raphael, wanting there to be joy. I'm also getting, there's this, it's kind of a funny energy. I feel like there's a nature spirit. It's type of a fawn spirit. It's wanting us to get out in nature, get out and play. If it's okay in your area to go have a picnic, where you know the playgrounds are closed off. There's tape around the playgrounds. You can't take your kids to even play on the slide because of all the, you know, contamination, social distancing thing. But there are people I've been seeing with their blankets out and their kids out on a blanket tossing a frisbee to each other. Maybe teaching their kids how to fish, things like that. I can feel nature's like, go take a walk in the woods. If you can find some woods, go take a walk. It'll lift your spirits. Go outside tonight and look up at that beautiful full moon and ask the moon that you need some cleansing and some healing, and bring that light into you. Bring that light into your heart chakra. And if you're feeling great and you're a healer, send some of that moon energy out there into the world. There's plenty of people who are in a worry and fear mode. So let me ask the tarot, what's the message for this full moon in Scorpio? Things are going to get better. Got the 10 of Cups here, which means it's time to quit. It's time to not settle, to have your cups full and just accept what little thing that's happening right now. Like, some of us are getting stimulus checks, some people aren't. And because of the fear of what can I do, I can't do this and I can't do that. You think you can't do something. Some of us are willing to settle for what we think is our cups being full. But don't do that. It's like stand your ground. It's kind of like the last message. Get out there and stand your ground. Don't give up on chasing your dreams and settle for less than your dream. Do not settle for less than your dream. That's what I'm hearing. This is success in life. This is a successful path and a successful journey. Go out there and follow your dreams and follow your excitement. And when you follow your excitement, the universe supports you. The universe supports you. The angels support you. Your spirit team is out there trying to guide you, pulling you out of the fear mode. And the Queen of Swords shows up. For me, I've been taught this is kind of a Virgo situation. This is a very, do it by the book, play by the rules, do everything that's being laid out there for you to do and to follow, and don't take any big risks. And that's kind of the theme of this card, but I'm feeling like it's okay to take a risk on your dreams and your passion. Don't take health risks, of course, but cut out those things that you need to be purged from your soul right now. Cut out those things that's got you worried and fearful, and let those go. And I see someone with a sword. It's like there's this big goddess and she has a sword and she's just like cutting that cord. And I feel like it's somebody like Freya, and she's got this big sword. I'm the goddess of love. I help you be strong. I help you let go of your worry and your fear, but you can't go forward till you cut that cord. Cut that cord that's holding you in fear so you can go be successful. Be one with the four elements. Be one with the air and the fire and the water and the earth, and go be one with the animals, and go be one with your dreams. Don't let anyone manipulate you into fear. Don't buy into, some of these videos or emails about this crazy thing that's going on. Go within and ask yourself if you feel like that's true. And don't just automatically go with a mass fear about something. But if you know something's wrong, something's been happening, put your good energy out there. Send your prayers out there for healing for all the people. There's a lot of people who've passed over, and it's the heavy side, because a lot of us, we do believe, and this is what's really happening, whether you probably are aware of it or not, but you leave your body every night. And your consciousness is out there doing work, whether it's grid work on the planet, helping people cross over the other side of the veil, flying around planets. Have you ever just felt so exhausted in the morning when you wake up and you're like, it feels like I just ran a race? Or you're having dreams. Someone very dear to me told me recently that she had a dream she was on a spaceship in the middle of the night, and different things were happening in numerology and time shifts were going on. Some of you are feeling like you're shifting time. Some of you are shifting time. You're moving into the new timeline of the new earth. And every night we leave our bodies, what are we doing? It would be fascinating to have like a recorder of our consciousnesses out there working together on teams. I get so many people and so many indications that there are lots of teams out there working on lots of spiritual things and helping raise the vibration of the planet. And it wouldn't surprise me if you were visiting a ship or a ship's visiting you in the middle of the night. So anyway, be excited about the shift. Be excited about this awakening. Be excited about your mission on this planet. So I've been pulled to pull a Cryon card. I'm being told by the angels. Cryon is an angelic group that's channeled by Lee Carroll. It's amazing channeling that's been going on the planet for 30 years. Everything he's ever talked about's happened. And he's always talking about loving ourselves, that we're all connected, and that there's a big awakening and a big shift going on, and not to play into fear, and just look to your spirit team and to each other for support during times like this. We volunteered for this. And so I'm going to pull a Cryon card and see what the Cryon message is. Love yourself. You can see the glow of my phone in there, or all the candles in the room. Love yourself. I'm not sure if it's coming out backwards or not because of the program, the YouTube program. So that's a very obvious card. Love yourself. That's the best way to come out of the fear mode, is remember, you are magnificent. You didn't come here to suffer. You didn't come here to have disease. You came here to be love and to shine your light and to spread that light onto the planet. You came here to experience exceedingly and abundantly more wonderful miracles into your life than you could possibly think of or imagine. God, Source, Lord and Lady, that energy, that source energy is beautiful love. It's beautiful light. You have the energy that created planets, that created the universe flowing through you. And you can create whatever life you want. But there's so many people right now that they're in fear or they're in paranoia and they've forgotten to love themselves. And so I think loving yourself and forgiving yourself, that's the biggest way to purge this whole heavy Scorpio full moon energy that's going on right now. That thing you did when you were 12 or when you were in your 20s, or that thing you thought you didn't do very good with your own children or your grandchildren, forgive yourself. Give yourself a break. Love yourself. You may have been abused. You may have been treated badly by a loved one who was supposed to love you. Forgive them. And just love yourself. The more you love yourself, that starts radiating out of you and your vibration raises. And the more of us together that can raise our vibration and just be giving love to the planet, the faster the planet heals from things like this. And Gaia's going to go on, whether we go on with her or not. But we've shifted to a timeline where we are ascending, we are awakening. A lot of you on the spiritual path are just waking up, and you were meant to wake up. You're meant to wake up first. Some of your family's like, why are they acting so different? They gave their TV away. They don't drink or smoke anymore. They're talking about the universe and strange energy and stuff. And don't worry about what people think about you. That's giving away your power. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing with their karma and their lives. Just love yourself. I feel like that's very important, especially with the Scorpio full moon. There are so many people. It's a beautiful thing to just, I love you and I want to say I'm sorry for anything I ever did that hurt you. That's a beautiful thing. And there's a lot of people doing that kind of thing right now. And there's a lot of people who are finally letting go of things that happened to them when they were young that made them feel unloved. Know that you are loved beyond measure. And because it's such a watery moon, my favorite deck, the Mermaids and the Dolphins, want to give you a message as well. And so what is the full moon message? All this purging, this Scorpio energy. Anyone that stung you before. So Scorpios have three things to their personality. They have the flying eagle. They're leaders. They're leading people. When they have confidence and all this energy, they're just an amazing thing to watch. They can also be the gray lizard, where they go in the cave and they hide and they just, I need a spa day. I need a me day. Don't bother me. And then, of course, they have the stinging scorpion, which is what kind of they're known for that, but that's not what they're all about. That stinker usually only comes out when they're protecting somebody they love, or somebody they see someone getting hurt, or when they've just been hurt. And I know they're famous for their sexual dynamic energy, and maybe also for hanging on to things for a long time. But this full moon is this super moon, and because of where all the other planets are, it's really pushing that forward to just, it's time to let that shit go. Excuse my language, but it's time to let it go. And things you might not have even remembered, you might be dreaming about them, or they'll come bubbling up, or they'll be represented in a dream in a different way than what you're expecting. And if you're any kind of a healer, send everybody energy. There's even, you know, I'm a Reiki master. There's a lot of Reiki masters I know. They do a lot of healing, but then they get drained. And they go through things themselves too. And there's a lot of people out there losing family members to this sickness. And as sad as that is, and it's appropriate to grieve, try not to let it own you. Try not to let that define you. It's something that happened, and just remember that person with love and joy. Do a little ceremony, light a candle for their safe final journey. They're actually free now. They're in a place of love and bliss, and into the higher astral realms where all the beautiful healing temples are. They're not stuck down here with all this going on. But you came here knowing you could master this. And there's so many people out there holding the light for other people. And thank you, everyone who's out there. Healers, nurses, doctors, people exposing themselves. It's going to get better. And let's see what the mermaids and dolphins have to show us. Friendship. Make a friend. Somebody out there's lonely. Somebody out there's feeling disconnected, feeling separate from everything. And it's make a date for play with one or more friends. Some things are opening back up. I know right now there's some lake parks that are closed. Some people may have swimming pools. I don't know if you're ready for that kind of contact, but make a date. Even if it's a virtual date. I had a friend I saw online who was saying, you know, I have a daughter and she wants to connect with other people. And so somebody answers, hey, my daughter does too. So they made a little Zoom date or friendship date. Start making virtual dates with each other. And make a date to play at a park. They are going to be opening back up. They won't be closed forever. This is only temporary. It's not a normal cycle that we've experienced before. But have faith in the universe that this is going to end. It's going to be contained. Try not to buy into all the fear and the paranoia and the anger. There's people being drawn into anger. And that happened to me even. So I was like, wait a minute. I'm all about love and light. How'd I let this trigger me? And you'll notice that you'll get faster and faster at recognizing when you just got triggered or angry, and you just immediately going, okay, I'm going to purge my energy field of this. What is it I need to do to let this go? And usually the answer is to forgive something. Surrender it to the light. Ask your spirit team to forgive it for you. So I've got the unicorns, the Oracle of the Unicorns here. We're going to get one more message for this full moon in Scorpio. And just remember to love yourself. Make some new friends. Try to make at least one new friend. Contact your old friends you haven't heard from in a few months because they've been in quarantine. Make a virtual date or a play date. According to the tarot, this is going to end soon. People are going to be afraid to take a risk and get out there, but it's going to be okay. So let's see what the unicorns have to say. Interesting. I've got past lives. Past lives. Released your past life karma. That's what this full moon is all about. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Holding your past lives. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. It's one of the therapies I do. We do past life regressions. Past life readings. A lot of times it can help to find out that one of your fears or things that you're holding on to is actually not from this life and it's from a past life. I listen to a lot of Dolores Cannon and study that type of therapy, and it's amazing what, like someone with asthma, they couldn't understand why they had asthma in this life, and it turned out to be a past life that they were a worker in an asbestos cave, and once they had figured that out, their subconscious gave themselves permission to not bring that into this life and to resolve that. Eventually, they started breathing easier and easier, and years later, they're like, oh yeah, I used to have asthma. Past lives. This is a really beautiful card. Have you ever felt like there's this weird feeling and you know there's a skill you have and you're wondering where you got it from, and it's probably coming from a past life? You might have been a shaman, a painter, a musician, an artist, and there's good things that happened in your past life. They're ready to come up and be recognized and pull them into this life. It's kind of an alchemy thing. Like, go back and mine your past lives is one of the things Cryon says. Mine your Akash. Go backwards, go within, have a meditation and be like, Spirit, these things I did in my past life that can be good and helpful and bring me to my best self in this life. Help those things come to fruition. Also, I've studied this full moon a couple times with some astrologers, and all of them are calling it the karma releasing moon. So it's funny that this is release your past life karma. What's one of the ways you can release your past life karma? There's a lot of statements you can make. Just making a statement and affirm. I release anybody in this life from any soul contract that I made. I forgive them and I release them, and they are free and I am free. That's one way, because that could be karma that came from another person that you had an association with that maybe you have issues with in this life. Or it could just be something that happened to you and you walk around like you feel guilty, or you feel like you have low self-worth, or you feel a little bit fearful. Go in there, meditate, light a candle under the full moon, or just look at the full moon. It's like, release this past life karma from me. I want it gone. I release it in love and light. I give permission for my past lives and the memories of those past lives to be released from my Akash. And by the way, if you ever want help with the past life regression, my information will be below if you want to look at that after the video. This is a beautiful card. I've been hearing a lot about past lives the past week or two. And so if you're going through something strange this full moon and you're having dreams, a lot of it is just your own fears coming up and being released. And they're finally being recognized. And it may be something you just kind of have to talk through with somebody. So light workers, way showers, all you people who are helping everybody and praying for everybody and sending all that light out there, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching this video. And I'm going to pull a light worker oracle card because I absolutely love this deck. And if you've been watching this video all the way through, you're probably a light worker. So let's pull a card for you and see what that energy is going on this full moon. It's bright. The fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. You're the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. And of course, that's very complicated. And it's card number 42. So let's just see what that talks about real quick and read that quick paragraph to you. That's the first time I've pulled that card from this deck. Look, it's kind of funny. She's got a bunch of necklaces on. The fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. This is going to resonate with some of you. The fifth ray of intellectual knowledge has come to you as a spiritual gift. You're being given the ability to find information you need. Understand systems that impact your life and find clarity in any issue that has seemed unclear. It's finally going to be illuminated with this full moon. You shall see the truth from the lies and learn what you need to know. You will see the truth from the lies during this full moon and learn what you need to know. The Archangel Raphael now assists you in integrating the blessings of the fifth ray. So Archangel Raphael is in the room. Called him in before I actually did this reading, so that's pretty funny So call on Archangel Raphael and ask him to illuminate the lies from the truth. It's a very good message for this week with all the unsure things that are being spread around. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you see the lies from the truth. And with that, I wish you healing during this purging of your karma. I wish you happiness and I wish you love. And until the next video, peace, love, and namaste.